Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and happy, beautiful Tuesday. Hey, it's the final check-in of 2021, and I get to send us out on a high note by checking in with Wyakin Foundation leaders. I've got Chelsea Miller and Corey Rodriguez with us today. Hi, you guys.
Hey.
Hey, Paul, how are you? Thanks for having us.
I'm terrific. Thanks for taking your time today to help share the Wyakin story. But before we dive into that, I get to thank our series sponsor for these check-ins, Chelsea and Corey. It's Delta Dental of Idaho. And you know that they have been educating Idahoans on dental health, which makes a huge impact on overall health. And they've been doing that for over 50 years.
Wow.
And their benefits are designed and backed by the largest network of dentists in the country. And with that, I'm going to send us out on their final video of the year with a short little video. Here we go.
Dental benefits are a smart and affordable investment for small businesses. Why? Some plans cost less than $1 per day per employee. You're more attractive to prospective employees. Plus, good dental health leads to good overall health, helping employees unleash their smile power and save money. Help keep your employees smiling with Delta Dental plans to meet your small business needs.
Perfect timing for the end of the year. Get your dental benefits signed up, everybody. Okay, well, hey, I get to have the pleasure of listening and hearing more about our chamber member stories. And to date, Chelsea and Corey, I think we've done over 100 broadcasts of these just this year. And it just shows the array and diversity of our membership. So you get to take us out. So I always love to start with not only our business origin stories, but more importantly, the people behind these organizations. So why don't we start with that? And so, Chelsea, why don't we start with you? What is your history of work, and how did you land with Wyatkin?
Yeah, so I love the Wyakin Foundation. I actually started with them as a volunteer several years ago. I have a good friend that went through this program as a graduate of the program, and he said, "Hey, I know you are passionate. My dad was in the military most of my life." He said, "I know that you're passionate about the military. You should check out the Wyakin Foundation." And so I went and I checked him out, and I had volunteered with other veteran organizations before. So when I saw everything that they were doing for veterans, I was really inspired to volunteer. And then when this job opened up this year, I started with Wyatkin this spring. I was like, I want to be part of that full time. I love this organization. I'm going to work for them.
Awesome. And Corey, tell us your history of work and how you landed with Wyatkin.
Oh, man, it's such a long story, but I'll make it brief, Paul. A long time ago, when I started out working here in the Treasure Valley, I had an opportunity to work with veterans as an employment specialist. And I really was struggling with the fact that I couldn't do more for them. And coming from a family that has veterans in it, I've seen just how difficult that transition can be from the military to civilian life. So after working my way up the ladder and going through some nonprofit work, I've been fortunate to work for some great nonprofits that have done a lot for the community and still are. The position for the executive director came up here, and this has really been my dream job. Since, playing in the major leagues didn't work out, this is the second best thing.
That's our dream, right? We always want to play in the MLB or the NFL, right?
But landing here was awesome, and we got a great opportunity. A couple new staff members and some of our longtime staff members are here, and I can tell you this: we would not be where we are without this team. It's amazing, and I love being a part of it.
Well, then that's a great segue, Corey. Why don't you tell us about the foundation of Wyatkin?
Certainly.
When did it start and why?
Well, it started around 2009. Our founders were traveling to hospitals, visiting injured, disabled, wounded veterans. And what would take place was one of our founders was a cartoonist. And so he was taking these comics to try and cheer up our veterans. Well, after doing that, he was questioned by a commander of his of, well, what else are you doing? And that really hit him. And so there was a core group of our founders who really were like, what are we doing for these warriors who've been wounded? And as I mentioned about the transition, the military to civilian transition, that is difficult enough as it is. And you throw in there, having some sort of being wounded or injured, that creates a lot of even more stress. So our founders got together and they kind of figured out what can we do to support them, and they came up with some our 6 tenets that we utilize for our classic program supporting veterans, which our Wyakin Classic program is really focused on the educational, um, career, professional, workforce development. So it's going beyond in your college education. So our 6 tenets, though, were based off of mentorship, networking, professional development, community impact, education, and financial support, and then Wyakin for life, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So this group of people came together and had folks from all across the United States who have been with other warrior veteran organizations, and they kind of came together to create this. And so we've been blessed to take over something that has just meant so much to so many.
And how long has the organization been in existence, Corey?
So it was founded in 2010, but then we got our nonprofit status in 2011. And since then, we've had over 100 veterans come through our program with a 95% graduation rate.
Wow. Bravo. Bravo. Well, and I was just telling Chelsea earlier while we were getting this call started that you guys have been members since 2012. So not only were you founded 2010, 2011, but you knew the importance of the community by being involved in the chamber. So I think it's incredible. So let's segue over to Chelsea. And Chelsea, why don't you tell us a little bit deeper dive into some of those programs and services that Corey was mentioning?
Yeah, so as Corey mentioned, we have the classic Wyokin program, and then we have our Wyakin Works program. Both of these programs are built around very similar concepts, those 6 tenets. The Wyakin Works program focuses on the vocational trades, and that can be any vocational trade. We have a culinary arts student right now. We have certified electricians, but it's just for those that may not be interested in pursuing a 4-year or 2-year degree. We also have postgraduate students in our classic Wyakin Works program. In the 6 tenets, Corey mentioned what we have the foundation built around, but community mentorship being one of them. Every warrior receives a community mentor that shares in their journey with them. That's a community member. They don't necessarily have to be a veteran, and they're there to just provide that extra resource, point of view, support to that veteran as they transition. They also receive a professional mentor a year out from graduation.
Oh, cool.
And that's somebody that's in their industry, can help them, network and get ready for that workforce. They also receive monthly professional development and quarterly professional development to teach them the soft skills to help them succeed, not only be a good candidate, but a great candidate when they go off to get a job. We have the Wyakin for Life tenet, which is our alumni program. So all of our alumni have contact with us at least twice a year. We often provide additional support like resume workshops, or just interview prep when they're ready to go in for that promotion or a new job as they continue to advance their careers. We do networking. We encourage our warriors to attend chamber events and network with the community. And we have the educational and financial support, and that one's really important too. So the educational grant is participation based. So they earn an educational grant monthly by participating in all the various parts of the program. And then there's an emergency grant, so that any obstacle that might come up that prevent them from going to school, and that can be a medical emergency, that could be a car issue, that money is available for them to get and resolve that obstacle so that they can continue on their path. Because really what we're trying to do at the end of the day is help them focus on school, remove any other distractions, and get them to their end goal.
Well, how are you finding veterans to go through your program, Chelsea?
Yeah, so a lot of it comes from other veterans. Veteran referral is a big part of our program, but we try to work with all the universities in the area and other businesses, trade schools, building the relationship with trade schools because we want to build out that Wyokin Works piece. But at the end of the day, when another veteran says to a veteran, hey, check out Wyokin, that really makes a difference.
I can imagine there's a just getting discovered talent pool with y'all. So I'd love to talk about that later. But so Corey, what sets Wyakin apart? I was watching a video that was on your website, and I learned a ton of stuff, and I kind of learned. But why don't you tell the listeners and share what sets Wyakin apart?
Yeah, certainly. And to all the listeners, you should check out that video. Our director of community engagement does a great job in that as well. I think what sets Wyakin apart is we're a high touch organization and program. And what I mean by that is you don't just come in for a little bit of time when you need that help. We're committed to every warrior for 2 to 3 years just in our program alone. And with that comes one-on-one mentorships. All of us in this office will have warriors come into our separate offices and visit with us and build that relationship and take a piece of that. But the community partners, the professional development, I think those are the important things. The Wyakin for Life, like Chelsea mentioned, you're not done just because you graduated and just because the program is over for you. You still come back. We actually have a board member who was one of our first warriors to graduate. Cool. He's on our board. We have others that are involved as community mentors now, professional mentors. We have those who have gone on to work in industries that have just completely changed their lives. And so I think we always talk about we're a family. And so you bring your spouse, you bring your kids. We bring our kids here, our spouses. We are a family. And I think that's what sets us apart is we know you and you know us. And we're here for you.
I love it. I'm going to throw your website here on the ticker on the bottom. I would encourage people to go check out your website and find out more information. So Chelsea, why don't you tell us about any news or upcoming events that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'm really excited because we are looking forward to 2022 and hopefully having some really great events. So one thing that's new is we're going to be doing a Casablanca themed casino night at the Boise Depot. What a lovely spot. And on March 18th, we are still looking for sponsors and in-kind donations, but also ticket sales are live. We would love people to come join us that night as we raise money. And then we're doing a collaborative event with other veteran nonprofits to raise money and awareness for the veteran community in general. And that'll be on April 30th at Wahoo's Family Fun Center. We're really excited about that one too. So both of those events have sponsorship in kind and team and individual sales available. So we would love to see people at those events.
Chelsea, why don't you send me those dates and we'll get them on our community calendar to help spread the message.
Oh, thank you, Paul. I will do that.
We expect you to be there, Paul, because it's fedoras and your best Humphrey Bogart.
Okay. All right, I love a good dress up event.
Yeah.
So, Corey, why don't you tell us how we can support Wyokin?
Great question. Thank you so much. So we're a nonprofit, and everybody kind of knows how the nonprofit gig goes. First and foremost, you're donating money is a crucial thing for us, supporting our warriors. It's about $6,000 a year to support a single warrior.
Okay.
But all that money goes to them. And like Chelsea said, it's for emergent funding and educational support. But time is another great thing because we rely heavily on community mentors and volunteers. Time is very important to us, especially as a small staff. Our volunteers are crucial to what we do. Talent, whatever your talent may be, just ask us because we have a warrior who probably needs your talent or we need your talent. And so just reach out and then spread the word. We want to grow this. We've been here for 10 years now, 11 years, and we're ready to go even bigger. So not just in the Treasure Valley, but beyond.
Okay, that's great. Anybody who's listening, please, again, all those links to how to support are on wyakin.org. And I just want to close on this high note. So again, I mentioned that we've done these check-ins with different members since 2020, and this is the end of 2021 for this program until we start in January of 2022, and it really showcases the valuable businesses that invest in their community. And I wrote up something here. These past few years have truly highlighted the rest of the nation that our Idaho businesses and people really know how to respond to adversity, right? We have our Idaho businesses have staying power, and it only helps if we have that shoulder to the wheel mentality. I say that a lot, and you just envision that, right? We're always pushing, we're always shoving, nothing gets us down. And I wanted to thank all of our members that directly impact the community that we live, work, and play in, especially funding and helping with nonprofits like the Wyakin Foundation. And if you're looking to make an impact on the local economy and community, please consider doing business with a business that gives back to the community they serve. So I just wanted to leave with those final notes. And Corey, is there anything that we missed during our conversation while we have you that you can educate the listeners on?
We just want to say thank you to you and the chamber for all that you have done. Like everybody else, we have had to shoulder the past 2 years. And if it weren't for the chamber and you reaching out and checking in, making sure everybody's doing all right, who knows? So we definitely want to say thank you to you, all of the chamber members, all the community, all your supporters, because we couldn't have survived if it wasn't for all of you.
Awesome. Chelsea, any closing words?
I just want to echo the thanks that you and the chamber have shown us. It's really been great, and we're honored to be here today and to be the closing chamber check-in for the year.
All right, you guys. Well, right back at you. Thank you so much for your investment and time in the work that you're doing to help our community, as well the investment in the chamber for the last almost 10 years. That's incredible. I wish you both a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I can't wait for 2022.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Bye, you guys.
Thanks.